Calaroga Shark Media.
Hi there, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. The President of the United States has threatened to sue quote-unquote talentless Grammy Awards host Trevor Noah for quote-unquote plenty dollar signs. Apparently, the President of the United States did not like one of the jokes. The President took time out of his very, very busy schedule running the country to post on Truth Social, "The Grammy Awards are the worst, virtually unwatchable. CBS is lucky not to have this garbage litter their airwaves any longer." Next year, the Grammys will air on ABC. The president reacted after this joke from Trevor Noah.
That is a Grammy that every artist wants, almost as much as Trump wants Greenland, which makes sense. I mean, because Epstein's island is gone, he needs a new one to hang out with Bill Clinton. So, I told you it's my last year. What are you going to do about it?
Oh, the president had more to say. The host, Trevor Noah, whoever he may be, is almost as bad as Jimmy Kimmel at the Low Ratings Academy Awards. Noah said incorrectly about me that Donald Trump and Bill Clinton spent time on Epstein Island. Wrong. I can't speak for Bill, but I have never been to Epstein Island, nor anywhere close, and until tonight's false and defamatory statement, have never been accused of being there, not even by the fake news media. I don't even know what to say to that one. Never been accused of being there? The president continued, Noah, a total loser, better get his facts straight and get them straight fast. It looks like I'll be sending my lawyers to sue this poor, pathetic, talentless dope of an MC and sue him for plenty dollar sign. Ask little George Slopadopoulos and others how that all worked out. Also ask CBS. Get ready, Noah. I'm going to have some fun with you. Someone else who did not enjoy Trevor Noah is Nicki Minaj. You may recall this joke.
We got John Legend in the house. Oh, man, every single person here, John Legend, Billie Eilish, Phineas. Nicki Minaj is not here. She is not here. She is still at the White House with Donald Trump discussing very important issues. Actually, Nicki, I have the biggest ass. I have it. Everybody's saying it, Nicki. I know they say it's you, but it's me. Wop, wop, wop. Look at it. Look at it, baby.
Nicki Minaj on X posted, Trevor refuses to come out of the closet when everyone in the industry knows his boyfriend, ... allegedly. In another post, she wrote, as they do their ritual tonight, God Almighty will reveal themselves to them. The ritual will backfire on them. God will not be mocked. Blessed is the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Every tongue that rises up against me in judgment shall be condemned and put to shame. Watch. You may know Nicki Minaj from such songs as Super Freaky Girl. And the Hollywood Reporter, Daniel Feinberg, who's one of my favorites, wrote, nobody's going to come away from the Grammys telecast remembering any of Noah's monologue speech because there was no monologue speech. There were barely any jokes. It was really just Trevor Noah running around the floor, gushing about the talent in a very small portion of the audience. Really, Noah got to like 3 tables, enough time to shake a few famous people's hands and say, are you kidding me? Seemingly a few dozen times. It was enthusiastic, chummy, and thoroughly vapid. But if the point was for absolutely nobody in the audience to feel even slightly offended or amused, he achieved that goal. Yeah, you got to be careful, because one time Joe Coy hosted the Golden Globes and told this horrible, mean joke about Taylor Swift. Here, let's listen.
The big difference between the Golden Globes and the NFL, on the Golden Globes, we have fewer camera shots of Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I mean, so Trevor's smart to play it safe. You don't want to make a Taylor Swift-level joke and have the Ice Queen make a face and basically wreck your career. You don't want that to happen. Daniel Feinberg writes, and the truth, of course, is that for many viewers, Trevor delivered exactly what they craved, a hollow, cheery escape from everything happening on the news, an insulated celebration of superficiality that was then punctured by the awards and their recipients. Feinberg writes, sure, I want things to be political. If you don't, bully for you. But in lieu of political, I would have settled for funny or purposeful or not bothering to waste 10 minutes and just starting the show. This was none of these. It was just enthusiastic. Daniel then goes on to speak about how the artists were not as bland as Trevor. Specifically, Bad Bunny I'll call out because Bad Bunny is the Super Bowl halftime show this upcoming weekend, and I suspect he will be on the news. Bad Bunny, during his speech, said, ice out. We're not savages, we're not aliens, we are humans, and we are Americans. Got some more politics for you later. We'll do that in the second half. I do try to keep it light. Ricky Gervais weighed in during the awards, as he has done in the past. Ricky shared an excerpt from his infamous 2020 Golden Globes monologue in which he told the actors in the room not to turn their acceptance speeches into political calls to action. This time, Gervais used a crying emoji and wrote, they're still not listening. You may recall in 2020, Ricky said, if you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a political platform to make a political speech. You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Nate Bargatze went on Bill Maher's show. Bill Maher said, you and I, we could not be more different. You met your wife at an Applebee's. Nate Bargatze was curious and asked Bill Maher, when was the last time you were at an Applebee's? Maher said, never. I don't think it existed when I was poor, and now I'm effing rich. Pete Davidson debuted his Not At All a Podcast, The Pete Davidson Show, on Netflix. Did you watch it? I don't think too many people did. I was checking all weekend to see if it made the top 10. It did not. Bert Kreischer's thing is in the top 10, but Pete did not. I lasted about 2 seconds with it. It was not for me. Pete Davidson sat down with MGK. They discussed the importance of bidets. Yes, I don't know what you were watching all weekend, maybe the Grammys, but you could have been watching Pete Davidson and MGK discussing bidets. Pete Davidson refuses to use the bidet he has on the Japanese toilet in his home because, quote, I'm afraid I'll love it and I won't be able to, go anywhere else because I can't shoot water up my place I'll let you shoot water up. They got a little more serious. Pete said, I think we both thought we were going to die pretty young. I'm equally impressed by both of us and been able to keep it going, which it's now past that point where it's like, yeah, we've had troubles while sober, and you're like, yeah, it's fine. MGK said their bipolar has synced up. Every time I'm having a manic episode, you're good. Every time you're having one, I'm good. It goes back and forth. Pete said, thank God, because we'd be dead for sure. Then they shared some stories about various drugs, and I'm just not interested in any of that. Katt Williams will have a special on Netflix. It's his 4th. It will premiere February 10th, 1 week from today. It is called The Last Report. In it, Katt Williams delivers his take on conspiracies, celebrities, and the world at large. I went to pull the trailer for you, but he's Katt Williams, and I like to keep this podcast clean, so it didn't work. But I'll tell you, he joked about buying a farm, and he bought all the animals that were delicious, like cows, pigs, and chickens, and that he hasn't killed a single animal yet. I'll save the joke part for a week from today when Katt Williams' new special's out on Netflix. Don't forget to vote for Comedy Survivor. Ron White voted out week 4. Pretty shocking result there. We'll see who goes out this week. So what do? You go to the Facebook group, Daily Comedy News Podcast Group. You'll find a cartoon image of me and Ron White. In that thread, vote someone off the island. Just make a crystal clear vote. I'm voting off so-and-so. It's been a lot of fun, and the group is having fun. Alliances are starting to form. I think that's good. If you're at the Comedy Store in L.A. tonight, really good lineup. They added Jim Norton to a lineup that was already David Spade, Andrew Santino, Whitney Cummings, plus more. That's pretty good.
Gossip Corner, whispers in the street. Gossip Corner, probably about Pete. Gossip Corner, where the rumors meet with Johnny Macking. It's always a treat.
And welcome to Gossip Corner. Now, this first one is completely unconfirmed, but I've seen a lot of chatter about this. As the story goes, assuming this even happened, Sadie Sandler, the daughter of Adam Sandler, was in a Chanel store in Beverly Hills. As the story goes, one of the workers supposedly, perhaps, maybe, judged Sadie Sandler for her casual outfit, while Sadie Sandler was perhaps, possibly, maybe looking at a classic flap bag, which goes for $28,600. There is a widely shared TikTok video in which Sadie Sandler supposedly enters the Chanel boutique. She's dressed in an oversized hoodie, basketball shorts, and trainers. Boy, she is her father's daughter. As the story goes, a sales associate dismissed her interest and suggested the item was intended only for serious buyers. If the story is true, in this version, Adam Sandler himself shows up, questioned the staff about judging customers by appearance, and then buys something himself. It's unclear what Adam Sandler has bought if this story is true. The story is being reposted across multiple social platforms. There are no photographs, surveillance footage, or eyewitness accounts from inside the store so far. The TikTok video also does not specify an exact date or time of the encounter. Did it even happen? Who knows? Fun story? Sure. Also on Gossip Corner, Radar Online says Amy Schumer is being bothered by online trolls. Sources close to Amy Schumer said she used to gag about her looks and she shares them all the time in her stand-up, but being picked apart at a moment where she's simply trying to be honest about her body and health feels particularly brutal. If even this gets mocked, it shows she can't win no matter what she does. Billboard put out the top touring comedians for December. John Mulaney leads the pack. $6.1 million, 51,000 tickets sold over 15 shows. Must be nice. Your top 5, number 5, Dave Chappelle, grossed $2.5 million, sold 18,300 tickets. 4th, Jimmy Carr, grossed $2.6 million and sold 41,000 tickets. In third place, Matt Rife grossed 4.4 and sold 59,600 tickets. Nate Bargatze, who's often number one, he was number two, grossed 4.9 million and sold 117,000. And again, John Mulaney, 15 shows, $6.1 million, 51,100 tickets. Page 6 says that Tim Dillon hopes to film his next special on Skid Row. A source says that's what he wants to do. I think he just thinks it's a funny thing to do. On his podcast, he joked LA should think of Skid Row as an asset. Let's be proud of it. Let's say we are the top homeless destination in the world. I take friends now when they visit to Skid Row, and I'm proud of it. I'm like, there's 10,000 people here right now. Jokes aside, I listened to the newest episode of Tim Dillon's podcast. He was pretty serious for the entire episode. I think I can tell when he's joking and not joking, and I think he was serious this week. I did pull a clip. Here's Tim Dillon.
They're censoring your posts on TikTok. Anyone who's not criticizing this, anyone who's not calling this out, I cannot trust them. I don't know why they're not calling it out. I don't know if there's a financial benefit to them not calling it out or if they feel that one side's already won and they want to be on that side. I don't know if they're fearful of something or other, but if you're not calling this out, if you don't think this is wrong, if you make a living speaking, if you're a comedian, podcaster, journalist, whatever you are, doesn't really matter. If you are a YouTuber, if you're a social media personality, if you make a living using your fat mouth and you don't think this is a problem, you don't think getting a group of billionaires that are ideologically aligned to go buy an app and then start censoring the content on the app, it was a problem when it was being done during COVID, and it's a problem when it's being done now. And if you don't care about that, and if you think that's not going to affect you for whatever reason, I can't trust you and I can't listen to what you say. You don't have any credibility.
And we started with politics. We'll end with politics. I wonder if we're losing the country. The FCC chairman says fake news won't qualify for the equal time rule exemption. In case you missed it, 2 weeks ago, the FCC's Media Bureau issued new guidance on the equal time rule, which requires that broadcasters who feature qualified political candidates on the airwaves provide time to rivals if requested. News had been exempted from the rule. And in recent decades, it was assumed the rule also applied to daytime and late-night talk shows like, say, Jimmy Kimmel Live or Colbert. However, new FCC guidance has signaled to those talk shows that they should no longer believe they would be exempt. At the FCC meeting, Commissioner Carr said that a determination on whether a show is exempt would come down to a number of factors, including whether there was a partisan motivation in featuring a political candidate as a guest. He said that congressional lawmakers were worried that TV programmers would broadly take advantage of trying to claim they were bona fide news when they weren't. But if you're fake news, you're not going to qualify for the bona fide news exemption. Back in 2006, the FCC determined that The Tonight Show with Jay Leno was exempt from the equal time rule. Carr said that assumption in light of the ruling was that every single late night, every single daytime show must be bona fide news. And he says that assumption is not right. So we'll see how that affects bookings as we head into the midterm elections. Sometimes a late night talk show is just a late night talk show. And that is your comedy news for today. See you tomorrow.